Hello, lovely Hallmark of Greatness enjoyer. Mark here. I just want to take a moment of your time to talk to you about something fun that me and my 100 Things We Learned from Film podcast co-host are doing. Last year, we were gutted to hear about the passing of regular 100 Things listener and all-round lovely young man, James Allen, at only 37 years old. Earlier in 2024, James had been diagnosed with incurable bowel cancer, and in that time, Teesside Hospice provided James and his family with excellent palliative care. We wanted to support Teesside Hospice by raising some much-needed funds to continue helping enrich the lives of those with cancer in Teesside. So in a bid to raise some much-needed money for the fantastic charity, on Saturday, May the 3rd, John and I are walking the Ullswater Way and Dalmain Loop in the Lake District. That's 25 miles, or 6.5 lengths of Tarancy, to keep it relevant to the podcast that you're listening to. We know times are tough at the moment, but would love if you could sponsor us with anything that you can spare. Or perhaps you know a builder or joiner that got rich taking money off Lime Productions whilst not finishing the work. I mean, send them our links, please. It's 100 Things We Learned from Film.co.uk or justgiving.com/page/100 Things Pod. Also in the show notes, isn't it, Joe? So please, give anything that you can. If you don't, we might send Ray round to drink all your booze and knock up a really shit wall. Anyway, on with what you're here for.
The following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Hallmark of Greatness Pod-Castaway, the show that sleeps in a shed for 2 days to prove some kind of pathetic point. I'm Joe, and with me as always, swimming in the sea in his double wetsuit, it's James.
Oh, you would not catch me swimming in that. Have you seen that sea? It looks like steel. It's horrible looking.
Yeah. Well, the guy said, didn't he? It's like, without the wetsuit, he'd have about a 20-second window of survival before he froze to death. Right. And he's fighting with his contract after we were allowed to film him in the shower at his house. It's Planty.
Well, sir.
If you want to
Same year.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I nearly walked out the cinema of that, and I nearly walked out my own living room of this. So
is that why they had to call this 2000 for like legal reasons? Do you reckon?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know when it came out in 2000.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've got a bit in the next episode that might answer that.
All right. Well, there you go.
go.
Something to look forward to.
It probably won't.
Not that we record these two at a time or anything, giving the game away. If you want to keep up to date with all the Hallmark of Greatness Podcastaway gossip, you can find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook at Hallmark of Greatness. Or if you are hiding in a hotel arguing about trousers, you can email us at hallmarkgreatness@gmail.com.
That fucking hotel, by the way, before we get started, it looks like a 70s grandma's house.
It looks like
a Toby Carvery
would go to kill itself. Yeah.
The most northerly Toby Carvery. Yes, this is grim. Episode 5. We've made it to 4,000 applicants. Was pared down to 60 people going through to selection, who've been pared down to 36 people given the lofty seal of approval.
Lofty.
And we're now
not
April.
Yet.
No. Wait for it. I'm excited for it. The new
you should be.
We're now in April 2000, catching up on what happened after New Year. So
yes,
episode 5. We're still not very far into the year, but it's going to ramp up. Don't worry about that. Yeah. It's going to get going.
So I think we said that the first 4 episodes are all before it, and then they're taken in like 3-month blocks or 4-month blocks after it. So it's like every episode after that is an episode a month, sort of, isn't it? Because they were filmed, and released throughout the year as they got them. So yeah, this is most of them are on the island now.
Yeah,
there's still a few.
Approved, as I said, by Lofty. There is no Lofty from this point. I don't know if he turns up in a submarine later on or something. But
submarine made of bones. Yeah.
I hope he turns up like straddling 2 dolphins. You're like, yeah.
We did look up Lofty knives as well because we were going to buy one, and they are all machetes. I don't feel comfortable buying one of those because you think you end up on a watch list, don't you? Like,
certainly like in Manchester, you would.
Yeah. I mean, even if you get it engraved, it's still, yeah.
It's sort of like Allen keys. I think you get like the smaller ones through to like the big ones.
But you can't get like a baby machete
or something. What?
You can't get a baby machete for just hacking through celery or something.
Machete. Drunk a baby machete. Anyway.
Danny Trejo. So everyone's, bar some people who have had to leave for medical reasons.
Yeah, everybody got sick right at the start.
Because they're all living on top of each other, and one person gets the flu, everyone's getting the flu.
Yeah.
Well, it's just working in an office, isn't it? Do you know?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah, exactly the same as that. But I don't know. There's kids there, I guess, and
You've got people sneezing into the wind and it just coming back.
all
over
pissing into
everybody
the wind, as
else,
we
and
find out as well. But yeah,
we'll get to that. It might be in the next episode. I'm not sure, but yeah, everybody's sick. They're all running out of food as well, so that's not good. Poe Rager's a suspected broken leg. I wish we got the footage of how he managed that. He's had to be airlifted out.
I suspect
always pissed.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
They were just
setting up
hammered.
his still that he wanted, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Loads of ill people, families. They've all been shipped off to Harris. Don't know how he feels about it. And then a storm hits on night 2 and rips the roof off the toilet block.
Yep.
It's a force 11 gale.
Shit in al fresco.
Get rid of the smell, I guess, but
and everything else.
Yeah, and it nearly goes through all the polytunnels they've set up. So they're quite lucky in that respect, because
we do spend probably about a minute and a half going. It nearly hit the polytunnels. And you think, oh, that's great, that's fantastic. Look how close it was to the polytunnels. It nearly hit the polytunnels. We get it, Ben. We get it. It nearly hit the polytunnels, but it didn't.
But again, whoever was designing, because the living pod things are at least sort of smooth shape for the wind to waft over. But everything else is just it's like a outhouse.
Well, this was
from the memoirs.
Was the pigs thing, wasn't it?
From the memoirs of Peter Jowers, I've got this. I said, this is ridiculous. This is an eco experiment. This is just horrible. So they brought out this fancy architect from Bristol and had these pods built. But it was ludicrous. It was no more ecological, he said, than flying to the moon. Now he says that they flew in beams from like southern England or something like that from the moon.
Moonbeams! Hey! That's it.
He also he said something about how the traditional inhabitants lived in what they called black houses, not black sites.
Wearing black hats.
That's where Lofty
they
is.
dug into the sand dunes.
Yes, this is what I said. Is like if you look at even Norse and stuff like that, they're built into the hillside for protection. Whereas these are just like stick them on that bit of grass. And when you look at them when they are fully built, it's like a 4-beam construction with just wood built on top of it off the ground. So they would have had to fly them girders in. I know Scotland is, but all their girders go towards making iron brew, don't they?
and keeping up the Fourth Rail Bridge.
Yes,
there's 100 of them, just 100.
Paint constantly.
Quite nice to see at this point though that Pat is actually trying to buoy up Ben Fogle, who's usually the optimistic one. So that is saying something about how serious this is. Yeah. So stuff is getting damaged already, and it's the 2nd of January, I think.
Yeah, it's literally everyone's got over the hangover from thing. They've got no food as well because they've not done rationing.
Because it's hidden. Liz goes out to find it. Is it in the pigsty? It's not there either. All we've got is candles and smoke alarms.
Yeah, stop looking under tarpaulins.
It does feel like it should be a children's lift-up flap book. Is the bacon under here? No, it's the smoke alarm, says Spot.
Spot goes looking for rations.
Yeah. Also, how many smoke alarms did they need? There's 4 houses, on this island. 8 at most.
They're doing, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I ate another bean. Yeah.
Wind turbine is doing cracking fair anyway. They've also got a hydroelectric pump somewhere. And they've got to grow their own stuff in polytunnels. Yes. But they also get a limited budget, at least it says for winter time, so that they don't turn to cannibalism. And it is mainly Ray, the drunk, who's talking about cannibalism a lot during this.
Again, it's just jokes. But it isn't. He'd be the first one to suggest, well, them kids are not going to do well, are they? Yeah. Him chasing them around the island,
Gets to the end of the film. It's no thanks to Lion Television, we are still alive.
Yes, yeah. That's when Ray's the more I liked Ray at the start, the more this goes on, the more I feel that Ray is someone I would very much distance from myself in the pub.
I think, I don't think it's going to end well for Ray. I've got to be honest.
He's very watchable. I have to give him that. But it's not time for that yet. It's time to start a rota for work. Oh yeah, just what everyone wanted to see.
But Ray says that it's
though. It does.
Otherwise people aren't going to do stuff, and some people are just going to do minimum. And I get it. rotas, because like it's living in student accommodation, and like, well, I'll do the washing up if you, and like, but you've got to do that because some people can't take the initiative. That's the problem with it.
Ray's furious because he's working during the day and then working at night, and he says, "Oh, and people can't just stay in the
night.
kitchen all the time." And I thought, of all the places that I would want to work all day, every day, it's the kitchen.
Yeah,
Warm,
yeah, definitely.
Trousers would be full of potatoes.
Absolutely, dip into the scran as you're going. You know what I mean? Yeah,
trying to make a souffle out of smoke alarms and candles. Yeah.
Well, so you'd be warm. You'd be much warmer.
Of course you would.
Than anywhere
Absolutely,
else,
I would jump to
and
that.
also, I thought they'd have put some people here whose skill is like cooking, like big cooking, catering cooking, army cooking, that sort of thing. Cooking for huge numbers of people.
Lady Diana's pretty good at that, isn't she?
Well, some people will be. Like, she's take the initiative
because she's got like 4 kids who aren't allowed to see the dad.
Oh yeah.
She's obviously used to cooking for 4 kids, so she's like, "Oh fuck it, I'll multiply it by 10. Let's go."
Yeah. But the fact that Ray's just like, well, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I'm like, well,
he's got another
I
problem
wouldn't want to
as well.
eat anything he was cooking anyway. Let's be fair.
Oh, definitely not. No.
He strikes me as very much a Frey Bentos and a whole loaf of bread kind of guy.
Tins of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see a problem with that, but okay.
No. I'm a man of a
man of simple
now,
taste.
and I don't want to die.
Man of beige tastes.
Yes.
He complains that they've started gardening when all they're really doing is clearing a path, and they're just getting all the big rocks out of the way. He
they're
assumes
just making
that
a path
gardening
to the house, so they don't have to trawl through a quagmire to get in.
So he just fucks off fishing.
It's
and you
not
know what
priority.
fishing's like?
No,
fishing in that sea that's heaving.
You're not going to be able to see a little thing go up and down if that's what fishing. I've only played it on Zelda and like Animal Crossing, so I don't really know.
Well, what you do is you sink your hook into a stone and then
stone.
Oh yeah, that's right. But at this point, they go, "Oh yeah, well we're just building a path or whatever," and it goes, "Ray, bricklayer," and I went, "The fuck? Where did this come from? Ray's a bricklayer." He kept that very fucking quiet while he was putting poles up and telling lads off for doing some gardening.
Absolutely. I mean, he's not done any bricklaying as far as I can see. Like,
when they were
now the roof's come off the toilet, we might see him lay a few bricks.
We don't.
Better not.
That's on the webcam.
Peter, I love this bit from Peter. He's going, well, there's bound to be a bit of chaos, isn't there? Chaos is actually quite good. Blatantly obvious because he owns 6 Chaos Emeralds and worked at Bitmap Brothers in the 90s when they made the Chaos Engine.
Yeah, boy. He does. Yeah, that's a reference.
He loves some chaos, doesn't he?
He does. I started off really liking Peter, and as the more it goes on as well, the more I think he wants to be king of the island, and everyone else is like, "No, shut up, old man."
I think this episode, I was kind of like,
confrontational.
Peter's going to be all right for me. He's going to be all right for me. And then episode 6, I went, "Oh, you're a prick."
Yeah.
All right, maybe you two should just go and live in that fucking shed the other side of the island. Then the pair.
Oh, mate, the dunny.
We'll get to that. Exile. Yeah, it all kicks off in this episode.
There's a swing in there.
I didn't notice that. Maybe he brought it himself.
Maybe that's what Ray did.
We cut to a decent pub somewhere on Harris, presumably full of people called Harris, where Poe Rhaegys, the Stevensons turn up at some point. The Islanders reckon that they're soft, and they say, "Oh, we're not soft. We're just waiting for the production company to do what they said they were going to do."
I think Ben and someone else have come over to try and convince them to join them.
Yes,
to rally the cry to come and go to Tarrant. But like, it's the Robertsons are just like. Until it's exactly what we were promised, we're not going. And also, we shouldn't have to buy our own waterproof trousers. And I'm like, you're a doctor. You're a doctor, mate.
He said,
didn't bring waterproof trousers with them.
Well, that's what everyone else says. Like the production guy's like, everyone else brought waterproof trousers. Yes, but you should pay for them.
Yeah.
No,
I bought my receipts. Give me some like cold hard cash.
You know he's fiddling his accounts. I hate him as well because he's got one of those posh, condescending people voices.
Yeah, and the face to go with it as well.
Yeah, and
which I'm not.
He does not come across well.
Man.
No, I reckon he's shipment a couple of people.
His line is
get libelled for this.
That's a joke, by the way, if you are listening, Dr. Not Shipman.
Good Nottingham lad, Harold Shipman. He's one of our
He was my granddad's GP when he lived in Charlton.
Oh, yeah?
He outlived him. Yeah, well done,
what?
Granddad.
That's astonishing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it'd take more than being injected with air to kill my granddad.
He said the line from the doctor is, "Oh, seeing their unshaven faces mean I feel even more comfortable here." And I was like, we've done the whole bit where he's growing a beard, and it's quite fun. The Ben Fogle beard thing. You're just
All
being a
four
dickhead.
of them are doing it. It's a bonding thing, isn't it? First one to quit has to eat a piss sandwich or something. You know, it's rugby lads, isn't it? It's that kind of mentality.
The doctors will move, they've said, but only once they've got swan to eat on gold platters or something. I don't really know, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Lofty will do that. Get Ben Fogle to
Get the
in the
wall
background eating the swan. Oh, the swan's mine by order of the Queen. Yeah, they want it. I mean, to be fair, they're right, because they were promised that these houses would be built and stuff like that. Like, he's a doctor, so he's not going to want to get his hands dirty, is he? But also, like, when the flu outbreak was there, they didn't fly over to try and help or anything.
Well,
so
we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I don't know what.
The last flu.
The last flu. Yeah. So I don't know what they want. Like, did they not understand what they were signing up for? Like, it was going to be rough.
I suspect they want the pods to have been turfed over by now.
Yeah,
that
is mentioned. That is mentioned. And Ben, so one of the people they've sent over, listen, is Ben, right? So they've sent Ben over because he's probably
the most disarming of them.
Yeah, I think he
the
probably
most diplomatic person.
And lovely Sandra is there as well. And lovely Sandra's being lovely because she is just lovely. But Ben Fogle is basically trying to convince them, doing his absolute best. So we've got no roofs on the buildings. We're all shitting ourselves to death. But we've got a really good spirit. And we think if you came, we'd also have antibiotics and a really good spirit.
Yeah. But Ron... Oh, I don't know if I can go. I might just go home. I don't know. Just fuck off, Ron.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not prepared to sit here and talk about buying a pair of trousers that you didn't bring, says Ron, which is the most English sentence.
Yeah. I'm with him on that. But then he says something, and Fogle's like, "Well, just fuck off then." But I can't remember what he said.
Ben Fogle is losing his rag at this point, and that takes something.
But I get it, because they've been there for a month before this, roughing it, like sleeping. When you look at how they're living on top of each other. Like,
they're in the schoolhouse, aren't they, for the most part still?
Some of them are in the schoolhouse, some of them are in the main building, but there's builders in the building as well.
Yeah.
So there's 20 odd people plus builders living in, 3-4 rooms, sleeping in there. Like, it's going to be rough, right? But then do you not think you'd have a greater sense of accomplishment when you get a new building that you can, like, live in? And, like, I don't know, but like,
I think it pressures the production company more if you're all on the island and it still looks shit and you can't do anything about it. Whereas it feels like they've got, and I think Peter says this, they've got less of a bargaining chip because they're not on the island or something.
Yeah.
I mean, Peter at this point has the hat of a Russian serf and the beard of a true son of Novgorod. Is what I've written in my note. I don't know what I was drinking when I wrote it, but it's true.
Yeah.
The doctors aren't going to go, again, more about like what the issues they've got, because they've just got this huge list of demands. And what if there's a leak? Are we supposed to just let it leak on the children? And he's like, well, you can't just call people from the mainland to come out and do this. You'll have to get involved.
Fix it yourself.
Yeah.
That's
and then he says something...
builders and stuff there. That's why you're the doctor, because you're going to be the doctor there, and this guy's the butcher. And did you read the briefing before you signed up for this, or did you just think, I want to get my stupid posh face on the TV and my weird potato-headed children?
And it just keeps coming up with reasons not to go. And I think one of them is something about if someone does a poo so big that it blocks the drains or something. And I thought, that's got to be Ray that's aimed at, and it or Big Pete. That has got to be one of those two. Like, it's constant excuses. And I do get it, because we're looking at it and going, this looks shit. I don't want to be there, except for the bits where I see Trevor and fucking Toby and Tarquin and that are all having a bit of a laugh. But then I look at it.
I don't remember.
They're all the fucking same. Ben Fogle. But then you kind of look at it from their viewpoint. You think, that would be shit. But then you think, it would be less shit if you were there helping hand. And the mum, who is supposed to be the teacher.
I mean,
she's not there, so the kids aren't doing any learning.
We've got kids, you see. We've got kids.
As a doctor, but also as a father, and as a man, and as a mammal of the order genus. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't want to go, do you? You want to go
coming over
there.
here with your 5 geology degrees.
Yeah.
He's getting 30 quid a night expenses to get tanked, and all they're eating is 2 packets of crisps and spending the rest of money on single malt scotch.
He's drinking.
Can't
pure.
fault it.
Yeah.
Oh, he is, isn't he? Yeah.
Because that's why
when
when
stupid
they
little crystal glasses.
and he's got gout 'cause when they do arrive on the island, he's got crutches. Gout.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not true at all, but that's my theory. That's my brain logic now.
We get
Again,
the video diaries.
Just a once more as well. Go into this.
Okay.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yes.
Right? You're never going to get to do this again.
No.
Would you not just go and get stuck in? Like, for myself personally, I would. If I was
of course you would.
young enough to do it. I mean, I think I'd probably be all right now. But rather than be just sitting in a hotel with fucking Ron and the posh weirdos, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
And this hotel
Tammy would be
looks
all
out
right. 'Cause
across
she'd
the
probably
sea
like,
to Tarrantay.
Yeah, so
Well,
they're
they
just
can
there
see
on the
the
side
island.
of the water giving it the big fucking V's every morning.
This is why
while
people
they're eating
start to hate
quail's
one another.
eggs. Fucking
Can't get those in that.
manatees.
on Harris. You can't.
they're just having Toby Carvery every day.
One bit of good news. One bit of good. Oh, because Ben just goes, well, I'm sorry we ever came then.
Yeah, no, and I'm with him on that because I'm
Right.
like, there's no point talking to you people. You want outrageous demands, and that's not
Yeah.
what it is. You're not Emperor Cusco. Like, we're all struggling.
Yeah. Before we go back to the island, by the way, I know James is desperate to do the video diaries, but there was 2 bits of good news here. Number one, Ron also lost all his stuff in the thing, and he's now crying. So come on, we've got to deal with listening to these pricks. But Ron has a bit of a cry and tells us he lost all his stuff in the box.
Yep,
that's the thing. His own waterproof trousers are in the ocean.
Yeah, along with his selection of feather boas.
And all these chaps in the nude magazine.
And his assless chaps.
Anyway.
Possibly. I don't know.
I just hate him.
From the Memoirs of Ron.
Oh.
So this is 2010. We had a resident camera woman who was installed as a fellow castaway, and we were taught how to use cameras and encouraged to film each other. In addition, the main crew visited every fortnight, and this would make most of us scatter to all 4 corners of Tarrantay to evade them. And that's where we get introduced as Tanya the stool pigeon.
Yeah!
Lofty hasn't approved you for island habitation.
Yeah, because when she appears and she's doing bits, I'm like, I don't remember seeing you.
What the fuck are you?
Yeah. And then it's like, I guess someone's got to be in charge of the batteries. Like,
and the trampolining. Yeah.
She wasn't the trampolinist.
Take all the batteries out of the smoke alarms. There's enough of them in there. But...
the candle powered.
So before now, we've had like the pop quiz things of before they're on the island, and now it gets interspersed with these. I mean, this is feels sort of new, like VTs from this cabin.
Yeah. It's the diary room, isn't it? Big Brother sort of perfected this technique, but this again, I still believe this is the earliest precursor of it, and it starts off in good humor, and I can see these getting darker and darker.
Oh yeah,
as the show progresses, until someone comes in carrying a severed head. Because because they're doing bits with the dog. Hello, I'm the dog and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm running up, very happy being here.
And it's good, and like someone going into the basement and doing the stairs, and it's that kind of And then the more it goes on, you can see people are getting kind of he's not made the potatoes that he said he was. It's these little things, and because they're not venting them at each other, they're venting them at a camera.
Yeah,
this is where the problem is.
It's got huge potential. It's
Gwen gives Pat a good old-fashioned rub down. Something going on here.
I don't like this, but I had to watch these episodes twice because I couldn't remember what happened.
Yeah, I might have had a few the first time I watched it.
As soon as this appeared, I had to start drinking because just to burn it from my brain. Patrick, the postman, is topless while his wife Gwen just rubs him, not with like an oil or just dry rubbing him like someone rubbing sandpaper on to some other sandpaper.
And at one point he goes,
it's a frightening sound.
Because it's silent apart from his groans.
Yeah.
It's like someone wanking off a mummy. Yeah.
We get
why?
Nice
what
bits
is that
as well.
supposed to do? I've never known anyone do that. Like, I know if you've got fluid in your lungs, you can pat them on the back and that helps bring it up. But just
I don't know. I desperately want that image to be out of my brain.
You were rubbing salt and pepper into some lamb. Like
yes, exactly.
We get some good bits of Des saying, well, it's been a long one, goodbye. And they've edited it down to just that, which I thought was incredibly petty and lovely. Ray looking like an old crusty whaler already.
Right on the top of the camera as well. He's
Old people don't understand
I'm here
how
on top of camera.
don't understand how to frame themselves in pictures. If you've ever had to do Teams calls with people over the age of 50, it's, they're either always really far down and it's just their cat, which I'm fine with, but yeah.
They're all having to get used to the cramped living. Ray skives off from another discussion about the rota because he doesn't understand it to go and read a book upstairs. Well, it's all a joke to me, is what he says.
Right.
I never been a reader till I came here. I never drank whiskey till I came here.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
I don't believe that for a second. We saw what you were doing with that stripper's knockers the other week, Ray. Like, we haven't forgotten. Also, He's not, is he? He's like, I don't want to be involved with this group of them drinking and carrying on. And it's like, it's because you're not center of attention, so I'm going to go away. And he's not reading, is he? He's just secretly drinking on his own.
I did try to find out what the book was, but I couldn't make it out.
I'm assuming it's...
And you know what? Neither could he, because he was leathered.
Yeah.
It was hammered. Well, again, as we find out at the end of this episode, Ray is drunk a lot of the time, I think one of them says. So yeah,
and he gets worse and
but
worse.
He's trying to paint himself as a sympathetic character. Oh, I go away and read. I'll probably take up knitting next. I wouldn't let you near two sharp objects, mate. When you,
he's bad news.
Never had
Tanya also relates how she got blown down a hill during a gust and must have squawked because 4 men came out to help me in their underwear.
I've had dreams like that. Sounds like when I was in the Cubs.
Jesus.
Shall I keep going? I've got more.
But no, Tanya.
No.
I don't trust you. You've not been vetted. No. I mean, Lofty would have approved her in a heartbeat.
She could. Oh, mate, what if she's called Tonya Wiseman? She's Lofty's daughter.
No.
What if it's Lofty in a wig? Master of disguise.
Definitely not.
If we see him hoofing a seagull to death, then we know it's him.
Week 2, we've made it this far. Incursions from sea and air.
Oh. Yeah, man. It's like
journalist.
Yeah. And again, they can't really stop it. But this shows what, like, we look at it now and, like, no one remembers this, really. But at the time, this was worthy of the news, the news media flying people over.
Newspaper.
Tabloid news, flying people over dangerous waters in bad weather to come and talk to idiots living on a rock. Like, it's wild. But also, it made me think, these people are all right. These journalists... I'd trebuchet him into the ocean.
Yeah.
That one guy.
What, with your egg contraption?
Oh, the guy
in episode 3.
That's why they taught them to make the egg contraptions.
The guy
from booby traps.
He must have been from the New York Times.
Oh, but yeah.
He says, he says, oh, we've got children here and whatever it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about your children.
Yeah, but then they were like, well, we'll just turn the cameras on them. And the guy's like, well, I don't like that. And I'm like, neither do we. Do you not understand how this is?
Well, welcome. Welcome.
And it just made me think, God, it was the sun.
Of course it was. Ray, however, has got a plan. If they were dying, crawling up the path, well, we've got wood to build them coffins. And I thought, yes, son.
Ray's out there building punji pits.
This is what he should be doing. He should be out there on the coast laying traps.
Right, Ray. You don't got
D-Day defences.
Yeah, you don't got to bricklay no more or whatever. We're just going to build you a lookout tower, and you're our early, like the fires of Gondor, right? If by land, 2 if by sea. They're coming by land.
Burying smoke alarms out there on the beach like the landmines.
So. I mean, and I get it because it's intrusive, and also, I mean, they have every right to be there. I guess, like it's public land technically. I don't know.
I wonder though, because I think there might be a bit of resentment brewing against Lion TV and the BBC that commissioned them for screening stuff already, because now they've been on telly. They've actually been on telly by this point.
Oh yeah.
Because somebody gets a letter saying that they fancy somebody other.
Oh, it's Vogel, isn't it?
Can you introduce me to? No, it's somebody else. I think it might be Des.
Ugh.
Somebody fancies Des. Oh no! It gets a letter from work, and it says, "We always thought you were a right cunt at work, but it turns out you're a little bit less of a twat."
Yeah. But yeah,
sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Again, I don't know what was in those contracts. Whether it was like we're going to film the whole thing and then show it, or we'll release it in stages. I'm assuming Peter got his pince nez out and read them at the fine print, but. I just find at this bit I was kind of like, attack them with rocks, smash their cameras.
It's
what
not
just
do?
There's no evidence of it.
It's not just the external enemy, though. Ben recounts an argument that Poreg has with Ray, who's becoming more and more unhinged. And we've talked about Ray a lot, and that is because he is a fucking idiot.
He's a liability.
Definitely.
They've
he
all
said something
I mean,
like, "I will not be nice to somebody who shouldn't be here," and also, "I am what I am, what I am."
All right, Popeye.
Oh, is it not?
Right, Gertrude Stein.
Yeah,
there
I
we
was
go.
going,
That's a bit more like it. Very good.
Go.
I love the fact you two went highbrow on that one.
I had to look it up, but I knew it wasn't Popeye. But yeah, but they're all hammered, right? Because they're all drinking pretty much every night. But he's angry that some people are not, as he says, pulling their weight.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, well, Patrick can't because he's got a broken leg. And he's like, well, he could be in the kitchen, couldn't he? And I'm like, well, yeah, he could be peeling the potatoes. I don't know what he's doing, but they're getting out of bed at 10
because he's Irish.
Well, that's Ray being racist. Come on. Yeah, they're getting out of bed at 10 o'clock, and that best part of the day's gone. And I'm like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, you're one of those people that gets up at 7 and thinks like you've achieved something just by getting up early.
Doesn't he? He says that. Oh, I woke up at 6 the other day, and nobody else was up for 2 hours. It's like,
good.
Well, yeah.
It's dark.
It's January. Fuck me. Anyway, from the memoirs of Peter Jowers. Have you got your? I was going to say, have you got?
I think it all the time.
They said they told us 7 or 8 million people were watching us. It was being watched all around the world, but you didn't get any impression of that. But you would get these weird letters because Ben was the star of the show, so he was getting stacked fan mail. The Doctor was public enemy #1, and he'd get sacks of hate mail. Poor old bugger he was. Peter Jowers does not like the Doctor.
I understand why.
He really does.
Again, because I don't like him. And I don't think it's how it was edited by Lion TV or whatever. I think he's just an unlikable person. He signed up for this not fully realising what he was signing up for, thinking it was going to be like they were moving to Balamory or something, and he was going to sing songs about, getting your injections and shit. Whereas actually, no, you're going to have to go and get your hands dirty, and you're going to have to, help birth a pig and stuff, because you're the closest thing we've got to a doctor.
See, I think I'd be all up for hating on Ben Fogle, but every time you see Ben Fogle, he does just genuinely seem nice and helpful.
I've got
nothing bad to say about him.
Again, it's the same with Trev and Mike and all the younger ones. Yeah, all right, they might be getting out of bed at 9 o'clock or whatever, but there's the whole bit about them building a fence. And they put too big a pole in the ground.
Yeah, not being told. They've not been instructed that they need to cut this pole in half to make 2 separate things. And all the time, they're Peter and Ray are having a rare time. But then they're going, look at them, lazy bastards. I'm watching them, the lazy bastards, over and over and over again.
Well, why wouldn't you just go down and go, lads, you need to cut them poles in half, rather than letting them do it and then go, we need to cut those. Now they're upright as well. We need to cut them in half, which. It's that again, not it's that boomer mentality thing of
just knuckle down and get on with it.
Don't know he's born. Yeah. At one point.
Can we just go back to the letters? Sorry. We'll just go back to the letters because I really enjoyed, I didn't enjoy so much Gwen crying at her grandkid's letter because it was like, I really like you. And I thought, okay, that's not a very good written story, child. But Lady Diana.
27 they are.
She gets a letter from Uncle Eddie.
Jesus.
And she was like, and we were told Uncle Eddie, my dad's brother, when my gran had died, but he hasn't died. It's 27 letters. Uncle Eddie, I thought you were dead. I was.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's crazy.
What's Uncle Eddie done that he got shunned from the family?
Yeah, and there's this brilliant bit where Trevor turns to them. Trevor turns to her and goes, "Was there money in it?" She goes, "No," and he goes, "Oh, we'll throw it away." And she went, "This is worth more than any amount of money." And I thought, if that was the case, you wouldn't be doing fucking Lion TV and BBC's Castaway 2000.
I don't know. Yeah, but I want to know more about Uncle Not Dead Eddie.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe he went to cast transsexual and was killed by Frankenfurter. He was called Eddie, wasn't he?
He was. Eddie as a teddy. Yeah.
Anyway, but and I kind of like that they get thingies post. It's quite nice.
I don't like the fact someone's breaking their back delivering Ben Fogle's mail, though, James. That's come as a bit of a surprise to me.
Well, I mean,
posh and he's quite attractive, isn't he?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Anyway, if it was a different show, we'd have spinning newspaper effects. Robinson Flusos, says the tabloid news.
Very good.
Families have still not joined the island, and the Stevensons have gone back to London and not even on Harris anymore.
No, they've gone to buy Heat magazine. Now there's a 2000s reference.
Yep.
They've sent a letter or something to be read out to the islanders.
From the town crier.
Overcrowding is an intolerable burden to impose on us. We are forced to leave until what was promised at Windermere has been delivered, which I loved.
It feels very much like a royal decree, that, doesn't it?
It does. The Pact
At the
of
signing
Windermere.
of the Pact of Windermere. Hear ye, hear ye.
That backfires very badly. It turns out that the doctor has all of the supplies that they need for because they're now in another outbreak.
He's got the malaria vaccines.
All the
oxycodone everyone wants.
He's got all the stuff that prevents you from getting that Raccoon City outbreak thing. Everything, you name it.
Oh, this would be perfect, wouldn't it?
28 days later, but just on Tarrant make it happen.
And you go into the diary room and replay 1 of 5 from. Oh no, it's that couple rubbing themselves down. So this is where Peter points out that they've got a bargaining chip that nobody else has got because they won't join them on the island, which isn't fair. So Ron has to phone them up back at his hotel.
So he's in this phone box. He looks like he's an old press man with a big scoop.
Yeah, what a scoop!
He looks like he's got a hat with press.
Stop the presses! Yeah, and it's just like, you need to come back.
A letter read out was even worse than your actual voice in person. So can you come out, please? Which they do eventually do. But at this point, I think Tanya gets into trouble with Peter about not cleaning up because she had to film. And we get the first of many what look like very tedious arguments.
It's very, no, listen to me, woman. That's the impression that I get from a lot of his a lot of Peter's arguments. Yeah, because again, he's always sat down like he's king of shit as well.
Like he can't stand. The point with Tanya is she's a filmmaker, and that's her job here. She's been dropped in like the doctors. If the doctors were here, they'd be dropped in to be doctors. And she should also be doing other stuff, but evidently she isn't. She's being documentarian, which isn't really a job. In what she says, I thought it'd be like Utopia, but it's like Shitopia or something. You know, it's not very well thought out.
Making hedges look like peacocks and that.
Yeah, that's right. She's basically disappointed the place is full of waste men and fucking miserable old bastards.
Yeah, understandable. But her job is to film stuff. It isn't valuable to the community, but it was either that or they put a balaclava on her and she has no interaction with anyone else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that's just weird because then that person's going to be like, well, who is it? It could be Mr. T. Like, you don't know, do you?
A different camera person each time. It's a celebrity. Yeah,
that would be good actually. Yeah,
but there'd be like
you can ask them one question.
At this point.
Yeah, it's Danny
Dale Winton. I can't think
of
a single question. It's Kilroy Sill. No.
It's all them people off that lovely Night Fever compilation.
Oh, yes. Linda Lasardi's here.
Yeah. People off the Ark Royal. Anyway, we've reached the end of month 1. Ray is sick of Des now.
Understandable.
Because kitchen-related issues.
Even his wife locked him in the diary room at one point, if you remember.
Yeah, she did.
He goes, he gets up from filming his little soundbite, and he goes, "Oh, I can't actually get out. Trisha's locked me in here." And I thought, "Good, you prick, you insufferable sod."
Oh, she left some firelighters going in there, and she's slowly stopping all the cracks around the door.
She's got a big fireplace, and she's put loads of wicker chairs in the room, like you used to in The Sims.
I hope if only we had some smoke detectors.
Speaking of which, it's Burns night. People took it into Tatties and Neeps.
Now, this plate of dinner I wrote is cabbage, carrots, mashed potato, and it's topped with half a jacket potato.
Yep, it's a very
cut a jacket potato down not even kind of lengthways, like the other way, and then just dumped it on top. And I thought, oh, I'm feeling a little bit stodged up just thinking about that.
It's a very potato-based diet, and I understand the doctor's worries about the drains getting blocked with all the massive logs at this point as well. They haven't got a bagpiper, so Podrick's playing his fucking tin whistle.
That fucking tin whistle would have been up his arse already.
I don't remember the tin whistle. I remember Corey and Mike just singing Gregorian chant at them.
They bring in some kind of haggis. For he is a fellow, for he is a fellow.
Yeah,
it's very Stafford's Flats.
Yeah.
But he's on the tin whistle, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make you eat that tin whistle. There's very limited situations where a tin whistle is acceptable. Listening to the Pogues is about it. Yeah. but and they're all hammered. They're all cane and booze.
Well, it's Burns night, isn't it? So I suppose they've got to be. Cynthia turns up for it as well. So Cynthia, the psychologist from before, who gave everybody the call, she turns up. I noticed that Ben's grown no on his face so far, which is funny. Toby's off his head on whiskey, but that doesn't matter because somebody else is way more wrecked than any of them, and it's Ray, who immediately lays into Poe, who says he's got one leg and he can fucking work in a kitchen. You're a lazy fuck, staying in bed till 3:00. Cynthia tries to calm him down, and Poe says, "It's Sunday, Ray. It's none of your fucking business. You fat fucking Lancashire cunt."
Yeah, I felt that in my core. But and then Ray goes for him.
Yeah.
Ray tries. He kind of hold me backs it.
Yeah.
But he's trying again. He'd be a nightmare down the pub, wouldn't he? Again. He's got Jack Russell syndrome, hasn't he? Yeah.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. He says, "I'm sick of these fucking earthlings we've got here," says Ray, which I didn't get. And I think, James, you said you fat Lancashire bastard, but I've got you fat snoring bastard.
Oh, it could be. I think he did say that as well. I heard the Lancashire one, but I think before he calls him a C word, he calls him
right. And this here was the bit I remembered. This is the bit I remembered actually watching on TV when it was live. But it's the only bit I remember. I remember him just being absolutely like a fucking bear at people, and that was all I remember.
This is not the last time we've seen.
Oh,
Ray.
so perhaps
I just have a feeling. I haven't watched any further, but I have a feeling that this is a normal night for Ray. Is get drunk, try and start a fight with a man with one leg, a ginger Irish man with one leg. It's a very niche fetish he's got, but and they're all trying to calm him down, because and he's just like, just go to bed, sleep it off.
And afterwards, people are like, Ray should be gone. Ray should not.
A lot of the
be
young
here.
people, Trev, Mike, all them, they're like, he's a liability. Yeah, he goes on about, getting up and working and stuff, but he doesn't. He's up early, but he's not doing anything. And he's always fucking whinging. And I get it. But also, he's a genuine risk to people.
Yep.
Like, if he genuinely wanted to hurt people, he could have lamped that Cynthia out of the way. Because he's not a small lad. Like, he's not an absolute unit. He's not a horse, as is the measuring term we use now. But, and I'd just be like, I want him off the island. I don't want him here. He adds nothing to it. Do
you think there's a democracy within the group where they can just vote somebody off? Do you think that's an option?
Because they're having meetings.
I don't think there is.
I think when Peter and Thingy are having an argument about the tidying up, she's like, "But we have meetings every night. Like they're having these town halls every night." And I'm like, "What is there to discuss night on night? Like there is. If anything, I'd be sick of the sight of some people.
Yeah,
because you're not going to get on with 27 other people, are you? Like not in a room."
Day 31, roof's still fucked. It's that.
Is there anyone fixing that? No. Well, we voted on no, so we're not going to fix it. This is no way to run a society, Peter, just because it's not your weird sex and gemstones cult that you're in.
If this was done today, there would be a vote. The public have voted for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it'd be like the Hunger Games where we can drop stuff in for certain people or something.
Yeah.
Hosted by Danny Dyer, both of them.
But for all we know, we're now into February. Everyone is a bit more uncertain. There's factions sort of appearing. As you said, there's the young folk.
The young folk seem to be sticking together. There's the people who just want an easy life and just want to get on with it and see it through. And then there is Ray.
Can we just change calling them the young folk from now on? Because that was a Weimar Germany subgroup of.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like the Hitler Youth. Can we? Let's call them something else. Let's call them the lads.
The Ethan
Call the lads. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much how the episode ends. Is them two screaming at each other and everyone going, "Ray needs to leave."
Yeah, but we'd missed somebody because I was just kind of scrolling back through my notes thinking, I'm sure there's something. We'd forgotten about Colin. The guy Colin is on Harris, isn't he? He's not actually on the island.
He's on Toby Carvery, isn't he?
And I don't know why, because I forgot he existed. And then
there's Colin.
I don't know, but he's angry-looking bald man.
I haven't got him in my notes, so that's how much of an impression he's made on me.
And then there's a woman next to him. She says, "Have you seen what the people are like over there?" And I was like, "Fuck me, Liz
Colin,
Truss."
Julie, and Natasha, the Corrigans, and they look very middle England, is what I'd
Mm.
say. I wouldn't say middle class, but they just look very sort of will clap for the NHS sort of thing.
Yes.
To hold a standard well ahead of the time.
I'd rather spend a year on an island with legionnaires than this lot. I'll be honest, I really would. The disease, not a bunch.
Legionnaires.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, why not?
You do that classic gag where you dry your hands on the back of their hats, though. But yeah, that was that episode. James, have you got a lofty fact?
Get it in the water, or I'll kiss your daughter. Drinking from a puddle, giving her a cuddle. Lofty facts.
Oh, that's everything I hoped it could be. Oh man, can I have that as my new ringtone, please? That's
Certainly can.
amazing.
I wrote that the other week, and then I came back to listen to it today. I was like, I don't know what medicine I was taking, but yeah.
Was it single malt medicine?
No.
Did you borrow it off Ray?
Get it in the water. Yes.
No lofty fact today, but a lofty joke. A cannibal once went on holiday and came back with no arm. His wife said, "What's the score?" Said, "It was self-catering." I said, "It was self-catering." Pause.
Oh dear. Sorry.
Thank you.
I had to mute my microphone because I coughed and laughed at the same time, and it was. I don't want people to hear my lungs filling slowly with fluid.
A lot of his quotes are about cannibalism and water.
That's why yeah.
What did he say? You can only live 4 days without water, but you can live 4 weeks without food. Or
you can lead a horse to water, but a pencil must be lead.
You lead a horse to water, but you can't get it to just put its face in the water and go, yeah, you could put some horse meat in that. Yeah.
Just have a bath. Your favourite quotes from the episode?
All we've got is candles and smoke alarms.
Hello, I'm a dog. That was good.
Oh, seeing their unshaven faces means I feel even more comfortable here.
Ooh.
I'm fucking glad the Russians are friends with us. Is another thing Ray says.
What? I don't remember that at all.
That's not aged well, Ray. Got to be honest.
No. Well, say goodbye, boys and girls.
Au revoir.
Bye. Lofty Wiseman's cousin.